Yeah, I know you're getting tired of seeing me in the same clothes, in the same position. You want a camera that moves just like me, but I really need to comment on charity. Were you a fan of the MASH series? You know, the snotty Bostonian. Remember, was it Colonel Winchester, the surgeon? He talked about Christmas time and about the fact that real charity to poor people, because I'm a poor person now, it wasn't 2 years ago, should be anonymous. Real charity should be done as anonymously as possible. When you give publicly and with grandeur, you know, I think even when Keanu Reeves gave that $70 million to a hospital, it was hush hush. But I'll get back to the story. I know I get a bit fragmented at times, but trust me, this brain's working fine. Colonel Winchester on the MASH show talked about how he loved and his family loved at Christmas time. They used to buy the very best imported chocolates from like Belgium or something like that every Christmas time. And then they would put it on the doorstep of the local orphanage, ring the bell, and run off around the corner and wait to make sure that no thief took it and it got inside. And that turned those rich people on, those rich snobs on, because that's the one thing that made me actually, the writers wrote in an endearing quality into Colonel Winchester, Major Winchester, whatever the fuck he was that's really how you do it. You can actually see it on some of these funding platforms and stuff. Anonymous donation, and stuff like those are people they want to give, they want to help people that have been messed up, like on GoFundMe. You see anonymous donation after another. They want to help somebody that they think is genuine, often they're not, and they don't want any personal praise for doing that. Yeah, these billionaires that have their names put on buildings at universities and stuff like that. That's actually how Leland Stanford Junior University was founded. The Stanford family wanted their dead son's name on a building at Harvard. And Harvard goes, "Oh, hey, the buildings of Harvard cost over $7 million and stuff." I mean, they meant all of the buildings. And they'd come in there very plainly dressed, kind of almost like lower middle class. And Mrs. Leland Stanford, Sr., looked at her husband and goes, "Well, if they're so cheap, why don't we just build our own university?" And that's how Leland Stanford Junior University came into being. But still yet, because they owned it, they put their own name on it. When you go around branding and naming everything, and when it's isn't for you Christians, isn't that kind of the idea of Santa Claus, is to make this you think that some unknown, unseen party had given you this wonderful gift, mommy and daddy, because it's a pagan tradition. It's not Christian in any way, shape, or form. It's mostly been totally commercialized. It's almost all Americans go ass deep in debt in Christmas that they don't pay off their credit cards until about April, and they don't get through paying off all their debts and tax encumbrances until almost the end of the fiscal year. So, you know, what that woman did was horrific. She traumatized me. She targeted me and tried to use me as her tool to make herself feel better and give a what is a public display of her generosity. Now, obviously, she just inherited probably a house, a lot of insurance, and maybe stocks and bonds and stuff. She's probably one of the matrons of Pflugerville. And I'm sure it's all through the gossip circle by now that I'm a bad man because I rejected the gift that would ease her pain and stuff. To tell you the truth, if you were really, I know it's a cultural thing. I am going to end here. You know, after watching my father take his last bloody breath, I had trouble talking to anybody for fucking 6 months. I understand that different cultures have different ways of expressing. Some weep and wail and whine, and it all looks so rehearsed and a cultural inheritance kind of thing. I come from Stoics. Men are supposed to suffer in silence, and there should be no extreme display of your grief upon the passing of a loved one. And certainly going out and targeting a homeless man and making him feel bad to make yourself feel good is not even keeping in line with the snobbiest of snobs in television history, Major Winchester of the MASH unit. Charity is best when anonymous. I do need to tag this on. Was it Margaret Mead? Well, anyway, it's currently, there are cultures, actually there are a lot of very well educated people in this country, like myself, who hate Christmas and hate the whole gift giving creation of a social debt thing where you then are obligated socially to pay them back and maybe up the ante a little bit. In the South Pacific and stuff, there are tribes that spend a whole year accumulating all like the yams and pigs that they can, and they try to outgift another tribe, a neighboring tribe, every year, and they'll sit there starving. They'll give away every freaking thing that they have just to feel morally. That's what that woman was doing. She was trying to feel more, they feel morally superior to the neighboring tribe. And then they'll sit there and starve until the neighboring tribe comes, maybe, hey, would you like some yams and pork or whatever? And you see where I'm going with this? There's this really nasty cycle of gift giving in this country that needs to be disrupted. It's wasteful. You give people shit that they don't want and don't need. You know, at least like we Jews, Hanukkah's coming up. We Jews, we give shekels, baby. I think 18 $1 bills in an envelope is the standard for each of the kids. You know, when you add that up, 8 nights times your relatives times 18 is money that you save away. A good Jew saves his money like I do. You think I pissed away every penny that you people in Pflugerville have given me? Fuck no. It's in a lot of it's in the bank. I have a functioning bank card now. I still need more money. I certainly don't need somebody pissing away 50, 60 bucks on Starbucks overpriced shit and trying to dump it on me for their feelings. You know, when you make me have to become the center of throwing away probably edible food, some of the stuff in Starbucks I'm eating, I approve of. It's non-lethal. But when you actually make me have to do another chore as a guy with a broken arm, ripped out rotator cuff, 2 legs that don't function well, and I've had 3 spinal fractures. When you make me do any kind of labor for the glorification of your fucking ego, I tend to hate you. You know, and at least at Hanukkah, when we Jews give a gift, we pretty much know, we give socks, you know, Jewish lady knitted, yarmulkes, kippahs, sweaters, stuff that you can actually, underwear that you can actually use. If we give anything above that, we include the receipt with it so that it can be returned for cash money. You can't return Starbucks food for cash money. I don't need more stinking GMO glyphosate injected or nasty vegetable oil food dumped at my feet, forcing me to perform a labor for the benefit of your fucking ego. Are you getting my drift at all? When you do shit like this woman says, purely for your fucking, to make you feel superior. I'm the giver of life. I'm the giver of, I have you. When you do it in a non-anonymous fashion or in a wasteful fashion, you're a fucking retard. You're not a good person, lady. You're not. You invaded my day and you got me really pissed off. Because I've been dealing with this fucking dumping shit on me since I got here. The first bag was given to me, I can tell it came from First United Methodist Church in Pflugerville. And even that little string, cheap kind of, almost everything in that bag was unusable. And even the bag itself, the grommet, it's one of those little string backpack things. You can buy them in bulk for 20 cents a piece. And even the bag wasn't useful for storing the shit that was in it. You get my drift? I had to throw away not only everything in the fucking bag, I've been through this shit before. Stop dumping shit that I'm not going to eat, can't wear, can't use, and forcing me to become the sinful person who throws away objects that are usable, but I lack the physical energy to distribute them to somebody who could use them. Stop abusing me with your generosity. Cash money works. I can buy what I need when I need it. Stop this shit. I'm going to. The other day, I had it was Slack yesterday. I let a Hispanic lady drop a bag. I'm sorry. I'm not in the mood, especially taking one look at those bags from Starbucks. I could tell she spent 50, maybe up to 70 fucking bucks, because one of them looked pretty. $70 is a lot of fucking money in my world. It's nothing to you because you're rich. And you cry, oh, you made me feel bad. Fuck you.